Hi, I'm Gracie. I'm an occupational therapy assistant student with Nashville State, and today, the area that I chose for my child was handwriting and visual motor skills, and my diagnosis that I chose was dysgraphia. So, for my first activity for my birth to 4 years old child, I was going to have the child practice making simple shapes in a plastic tub of damp sand. And the clinical reasoning for why this activity is appropriate would be that it not only increases tactile and kinesthetic senses, but it also improves motor planning and spatial awareness in their handwriting. And then the equipment needed for this would just be a bucket and then some damp sand and a tool to use for the shaping. They can use their finger, or they could use a tool if that's too much for their sensory aspect. Then for the 5 to 10 year old, the activity I had was have the child trace sandpaper letters with their finger to feel how the letter shape is made. The clinical reasoning for this is that it not only increases tactile motor feedback, but it also increases motor memory and helps with the proper shaping of letters and strokes. And then the equipment needed for this would be these sandpaper letters so they could put their finger on there and trace it. And once again, if that's too much for their sensory, they could use a tool like a pencil or like maybe a broken crayon to trace it, just so they can still feel that shape. And then lastly, for my third activity for the 13 to 12-year-old for the activity, I was going to have the child practice copying sentences or paragraphs onto graph paper, for guided spacing. So the clinical reasoning behind why this would be appropriate was using graph paper not only provides visual structure, but it also promotes better alignment, spacing, and organization when a child is writing. And then for the equipment needed for this, it would be you could use this to make sure that their letters aren't too big, so that would be a good one. That's not graph paper, but that would also be a good one. And then you could also use, this is the graphing paper that I was talking about. You can't really see the lines, but so that they could keep within the lines and the size of the boxes when writing. That's it. Thank you.